our first Quillo Nation call in 2020. Just want to welcome those that are able to be with us. And our agenda is going to be pretty simple. We're going to do a little reflection on 2019 so that we can actually flourish in 2020. And we'll talk a little bit more about that word moving forward. We will also take a look at the new user videos and how that series is going to change a little bit. So I want to get your input on some of this information that we're sharing today. So please feel free to use, again, unmute and speak, or use the chat feature to share your ideas and thoughts. In order for us to move forward, we got to have feedback, and this is our great opportunity to do that, is on these particular calls. So I hope you guys will share how things are moving forward in your organization so that everybody can flourish in 2020. So again, we do have individuals, users, subscribers across the country. So here's some of the states, and today we've got folks from Illinois, Indiana, and anywhere else, North Carolina, South Carolina. Where's that, Andrea?
North Carolina.
North Carolina,
yes.
Great. Okay, so happy to have everybody with us today. And so as we kick off, I love how this picture looks. So I don't know about you, but I think that picture really describes or captures what the word flourish means. And so when we think about flourish, we kind of want this to be our mantra moving forward in 2020. Is really, by definition, flourish means to grow or develop in a healthy or vigorous way, especially as a result of a particular favorable environment. So if you think about that, you know, the environment has to be right in order for that tree to grow or the grass to grow. And if you think about our organizations, it's the same way, you know, that they have to be nourished. There has to be something taking place that helps people continue to develop and grow their skills. So really, when you think about that, that's really what Quillo is about. Really helping you create that favorable environment. And I have to say, for those that are on the call today, you guys have been doing a fantastic job with the messaging, enabling your organizations to share messages that really encourage and support the direct support professionals and leadership that are out there every day working to make it better for people with intellectual developmental disabilities. So kudos to you. And as we continue to figure out, you know, how do we continue to flourish in 2020, it's always good to reflect a little bit. And so what we're going to do is do exactly that. We're going to start with a little bit of information around, hey, in 2019, what videos did people kind of watch? What was happening with our Quillo Nation? So we did a deep dive into our dashboard and took a strong look at what was taking place in 2019. And then reflecting on that and asking the tough questions around, okay, so now what do we need to do in 2020? So again, Quillo as a team, we've reflected on that. We've got some thoughts, some ideas, but we also want to hear from you. So I'm going to share some of the information that we have and would like to also hear from you as to where do we need to go in 2020? How can we help support you? So let's kick off. Maybe some of you have already seen this particular video, but Kisa designed a video that really just kind of reflects in 2019, what did we achieve? So go ahead and play that video, Kisa.
In 2019, Quillo Nation watched nearly 30,000 videos. That's 30,000 moments spent with you. Grew to 10 states. Welcomed new voices. shared new ideas, had some laughs, and celebrated you. From all of us at the Quillo team, thanks for a wonderful 2019. Here's to a new chapter, a new decade, and a new year.
Thanks, Kisa. I also want to thank her for making me look good in that that image. So anyway, go ahead, Kisa.
The video just wanted to play again. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So again, you know, as we reflected on just, you know, gosh, 30,000 videos, 10 states, you know, the new videos, welcoming new voices to those videos. We're continuing to try to find, you know, who else are great subject matter experts in our field. Who can we tap into to share the messaging, to help direct support professionals continue to grow and understand the value that they bring to their organizations. So we want to continue this in 2020, and we did a deeper dive. Here again on the screen, if you take a look, we've taken the numbers by looking at Quillo and subscriber videos, the number of views, how many videos were in the different categories of Learn Together, the share experiences, take a moment and daily focus. You can see the number of likes that were had. And then we also took a separate break out of just subscriber videos. And so in this, you can see again with just subscribers, 10,765 views on subscriber videos. So again, you are all a big part of what's making Quillo happen. So please continue to create what you're doing. Send the messages. You know, people are starting to really get on, take a look at videos, watch, giving us feedback on what they want more of. We also recognize, you can see there, we took a look at which days were the most viewed days. And here you can see it's our Mondays and Tuesdays. So if you're going to get a message out in Quillo that you feel is important, send it out on Mondays and Tuesdays. And people are watching in terms of a time frame from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Basically is what's taking place there. So it's during the day. And again, we are starting to see that there are some spikes on weekend evenings. So I don't know if people are just kind of winding down and saying, well, let me go take some little time and go see what's happening on Quillo. We've also found that for agencies or organizations that give people tips around, you know, hey, just Quillo for 1 minute a day, watch the daily focus. That seems to be working. And then you can see that our top month was March, which happens to be Disability Awareness Month. So we'll continue to kind of track these trends, see what's taking place around those particular numbers. But we also took a look at our top 15 videos. So if we can show what our top 15 videos, and this is again just the Quillo library. We didn't go out to any of the subscriber libraries. We're hoping that you all look at your own dashboards and take a look at what was taking place in 2019 for your organizations. But you can see here are the top 15 videos that were viewed, and the number of views as well as the likes. We also then took a little deeper dive into the themes. So we're going to share with you a couple slides here around the different themes, and would be interested in you know, just understanding, you know, are these videos that you've seen? If not, perhaps this is something that you might want to take a closer look at, because they might be meeting starter type videos that you might use with leadership to say, you know, hey, one of the things that we're seeing is people are watching the videos that kind of have the messages around being burnt out, fatigued, working hard, or supporting each other. So you can see we've highlighted there the titles, I've Got Your Back, Sigh, The Double Shift, Feeling Burnt Out, How Are You Today? Not such a simple question. And then Pouring Yourself into Others. So once again, these are just the top 15. Even our 15 through 20, you know, had a lot of them had 80 some views to them, but you know, we had to break it somewhere. So just to give you some ideas and thoughts. So please, if you haven't seen these particular videos, these might be, again, some that you would like to watch and then use in meetings or continue the conversation, or think about, wow, how do I take that message and customize it for our specific organization? Because as you all know, people like to see the videos done by your own folks. So please feel free to do that and, you know, take some of the themes and use that. The next theme we have is really that theme of sense of humor or having fun. I don't know about you, but I actually do remember watching the video after a rough day, It's Okay to Smile. And those little barking dogs were just hilarious. And I watched the video and I sat back and I chuckled to myself. It made me laugh. And I actually saved it in one of my favorites, because every once in a while I'm having that bad day. I just need something to make me laugh. And I also showed her with my daughter, and she loves watching that particular video too. So again, 3 videos on the list that really just were having fun type of videos. So think of the videos that you've created. You know, are you mixing in some of that fun? Do you have some videos that really just kind of bring out just that smile? People are enjoying that. And then the next theme that we saw was just really, you know, who are the authors? So as we looked at, again, this is just the first 15, you know, we saw just maybe 1 or 2, you know, repeats of authors, but for the most part, it's a wide variety. It's really a mix. So there's a mix of contributors, there's a mix of those experts in our field, and there's other direct support professionals who are all sharing messages that people are watching. We have teachers as well as self-advocates who are taking a look. And Andrea, you're with us. You're actually one of our contributors. So thank you very much for doing that. And you can see we have one of Andrea's here. Is how are you today? Not such a simple question. So thank you for sharing that. I actually kind of want to stop here a little bit, because this is a great opportunity as you think about the videos that your teams are creating. The first question I have is, have you done a deep dive into your dashboards? Are you looking at what people are watching? And again, please turn on your mics and answer, or answer in the chat feature. I just want to kind of know, you know, are you monitoring what's taking place with your dashboards?
So I monitor, or we monitor really closely when we're actively running one of our DSP training groups. So that's kind of when I'm in the system the most.
Okay.
I don't do, I'm not as diligent when I'm not actively facilitating those groups, though, to be perfectly honest with you, which is not a great, I mean, I'm just admitting it to you all, but I probably should do a better job, because folks that have completed that, have completed our 12-week course continue to have access to Quillo even afterwards, so.
Yeah, and you know, Andrea, that's a great point. Is, you know, there are, for some groups that are using Quillo, certain time frames when people might be more active than others. And if we're not in a phase when there might be, again, a session going on or something taking place, how do we help you in 2020 continue to encourage those that are still on the system? You know, do we need to think of some strategies around how to possibly do that? So thank you for sharing. I think that, again, that's a real life situation where, you know, honestly, it happens when you guys are in the training sessions, and that's perfectly fine. Kelsey or Meredith, either thoughts around what's taking place with your teams? You know, do you actively look at the dashboards? Is this something that we can help you take a deeper dive in looking at? Do you need any assistance in terms of helping with any of that?
I would say we don't really have like enough started yet to kind of do that. We've only put out one video, so
Okay.
I can't say that we've done. I mean, we don't have a lot to look at yet, but I will in the future.
Yeah. So I just want to say to that though, Kelsey, is you can actually look at not just my videos, but you can go out there and on the dashboard, click on my videos and Quillo videos. Okay.
I have not done that
Okay.
yet.
All right.
And we also have just done a small trial group so far. So
Right.
I'll probably have more for you next month.
Okay, that's great. But just, again, just know that you can separate the information specifically to your organization as well as add looking at both, just like we did, where we broke it out with just Quillo videos and then subscriber videos. So,
Cool.
so as you start to build that library and use it, you know, just know that that feature's there. And then you can also separate it by, you know, time frames as, you know, time goes on. So great.
Awesome.
Great. Meredith, anything else to add?
Yeah, so we actually had an award ceremony for Quillo last year, and we really broke down some of the top videos that people were watching within our organization, as far as just comparing videos that have been made internally with videos that have been made on the Quillo app from the Quillo Nation. And it was really interesting to see what people were really watching. We have slacked, I guess, on that a bit recently, but we're hoping to get back into that because we found that Trinity folks are a really competitive bunch, so they want to see their own videos do really well.
Great. Yeah. You guys did a nice job of the, would you call it the Quilly Awards?
I think we just did the Quillo Awards.
The Quillo, okay. You didn't change, okay. I thought for a brief moment there was a time where you were talking about changing a little bit, but yeah, so doing that, the awards type of program was an excellent idea. And I know John was there for that. So great way to recognize, especially those that help produce the videos. You know, that's probably another area that when you think about being able to flourish in 2020, and Meredith, you may have experienced some of this, you know, getting folks to actually take their phone and put it up and create the video sometimes is a little challenging. So again, strategies or tips to be able to do that is something that sometimes you've got to help reinforce to individuals to just get them started in doing that. One of the things that we've done with some of the subscribers who are a little closer to us is we've physically gone there and have actually ran workshops to demonstrate, okay, here's how you use your cell phone to actually shoot the video. So anyway, that's something we've covered in some of our other Quillo Nation calls, so I'm not going to go into big details around that, but you know, check out the dashboards. This is a good time to reflect, kind of see where things are, and then start to identify what do we need to be doing in 2020. So just a couple other points that we took a little bit of a look at and what we learned as we started looking and peeling back the data was one, we noticed that videos did range from more elaborate and involved to just basic and quick. And probably the key takeaway from that was really not overthinking what you're gonna do. You know, being fancy, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. Some of the best watched videos are ones that are pretty simple. The other thing that we noticed, and this is just kind of a quick tip, is that really we found more videos being watched if the authors were kind of in colorful or interesting settings or having, you know, backgrounds that were a little different. So kind of think about, you know, where is the setting? You know, again, a couple tips here is that you want to be with walls with pictures, maybe bright window curtains, or have some indoor plants. Just those little simple things in the background do go a long way. Consider shooting the videos outside, you know, using animation. Again, those are a little bit more involved techniques, but ones that, you know, certainly do go a long way. And then finally there is viewers are watching stories and really looking for concrete ideas. We're finding that it's really a mix of the storytellers. And boy, I will tell you, there's a lot of value in people who are storytellers in terms of being able to shoot the videos and send the messages. If you can find individuals in your organizations that are good storytellers, I'll tell you, I work with a person, John Dickerson, who's an excellent storyteller. And when he gets in front of a camera, it just comes out naturally. So identify those individuals and ask them to send some messages. I think those stories go a long way. And then again, looking at the message that you're sending and helping people identify, okay, what do I do next? Giving them the tips at the end of the video, putting some closure around it. You know, we're starting to see that people are gravitating more towards, okay, so now what do I do with this message? There are some messages that are out there that, you know, you got to sit and reflect on a little bit. And sometimes I think folks kind of want, okay, so what do I do with that? You know, give me some ideas, some tips. So again, those are some of the other kind of key takeaways as we started looking at the data and kind of reflecting on what are the themes, what are we seeing. So again, just going to stop here for a brief moment. Any comments or reflection on what we just covered there in that particular slide? What I would encourage is, again, take a little time, pull down your dashboard information, reflect on what's taking place, and see, you know, hey, what is happening. So as we think about that information, that set of data, and we kick off 2020, we want to hear from you, whether that's today, whether that's in the near future. You know, what are the topics that are missing from the Quillo library? You know, there's 700 plus videos. We do have the information laid out. It's on the resources page of kind of what are the key themes, key topics. I just want to hear, I mean, is there anything today that you feel would be very helpful to maybe think about for Quillo to produce that would help your organizations as you think about 2020 and what do we need to do to flourish in 2020? Any thoughts? Or answer the second question. Are there resources you need to be successful with your own videos and creating them, getting those messages out? Hopefully has everybody received the 52 card deck that has the themes on it?
Yes, I love those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. I think, you know, are there tools like that that would be helpful.
I really, really appreciated the session where you all did a demonstration with using that video creator. I can't remember the name of it. I think you maybe even did a demo in the session. Do you remember that? I really, really loved that. And actually, just because it was so it was like oh, this resource is available. I had no clue. And here I am just sitting in my kitchen, recording a session or recording a video. So I really liked that. Maybe even just like a brief 5-minute demo that I could reference at a later date, like when I'm actually maybe making a video. That was really helpful to go through that together.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask, Kisa, are you familiar with what demo she was referring to?
Was it the back to basics one?
Yes, like where you and Rebecca,
yeah,
you actually you created the video and you put a background in there and everything and made it much more fancy and exciting than my blank beige wall. So.
Okay, that's great feedback. Thanks.
Yeah. I think for reference for in the future, we did record the back to basics, and those are on our YouTube. We shortened it down, condensed it. So I think it is about 10, 15 minutes, but that's in there for you if you ever want to go look for it.
I'll make sure that I have the link in the follow-up message that goes out to everyone so that you can reference that. Great feedback. Thank you. Any other thoughts or comments to either of those questions?
I just have a question. I don't know if this might still be sort of farther out in the app development, but I wanted to check in on what you guys thought about making it possible to actually submit a video clip from your phone to the Quillo app entirely using your phone.
Yes, that is actually on our list. We are in the process of prioritizing for 2020 what upgrades we're going to be making, Meredith. So that is something that is definitely been asked about pretty frequently. So we will be taking a look at that. And probably in our February call, we probably can share a little bit more about maybe where the app development is heading. So hopefully that will help you kind of know. But yes, that's on our list.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Great. Any other questions? Well, we just want to remind you then that, there is the share videos feature that we do have. And I know that as you're creating your Quillo libraries or for your organizations, that many times it's very, very specific to what you're doing in your organization. So you might reference things, so it wouldn't be appropriate. But if there are key messages that are a little bit more general in nature that we could use, please remember to share those videos with us. We would love to have those to put out for everybody's viewing. And then there is one other change we're going to be making currently that we can without too much app development going on. This is more around the video development, which we have a lot of control over. And that's the new user series. So once again, for those that are the customer administrators, when you bring on a new user, you have the opportunity to check the checkbox on the new user upload screen, or if you're uploading the CSV file, you can check, yes, we want them to watch the new user series. Well, that series was a series of 14 videos for new DSPs, kind of welcoming them to the role, And they had to watch those 14 videos. If you checked that box, they had to watch those 14 videos before they got to watch anything else on Quillo. And as we continued to hear and listen to feedback from new users going on the app, they felt it would be more helpful if that series would be more of a welcome to the Quillo model, meaning welcome to the app. And so we revamped. We're only going to have 4 videos that would go up. So if you check the box when a new user signs up, they're going to get 4 videos. One is tour the app, so they kind of see in 60 seconds what all the features are of the app. A short video on MyQuillo, and then we're going to highlight some of the key features like saving to a playlist, and again, indicating that you like a video. We're finding that some people, it's just not as intuitive as we thought it would be. So we decided to go down this path, and then the final video will be what will I see on Quillo. So those will be the 4 videos. So if you now sign up a new user, and you check the box where it says send the new user series, those are the 4 videos that the person will receive. The 14 videos that were created for the new user series, those videos will now be placed in the regular categories relative to the information that was shared. So we're not taking them away, it's just they're not going to be the 14 new user series videos, because we found that that was just too long of a length of time, and subscribers were not wanting to take that time to do that. So that's what we're going to be changing. That will roll out in February. And again, what you just need to know is that if you check that box when a new user comes on, they're going to get 4 videos now that really just orients them to information about Quillo. When we upload that series, and if you want to take a look at it, and maybe we'll show the 4 videos during our next Quillo Nation call, what you'll do is search for new user on the search bar, click on that, and those 4 videos will pop up, and you'll be able to actually watch them to see what that new user series looks like. Are there any questions about that? That's our big change coming in February. In February, we will also be talking a little bit more probably about March, Disability Awareness Month. So that's right around the corner. So kind of to wrap up, and as we think about, flourishing in 2020, you also have to think about, we're certainly doing a lot for our organizations, but you got to think about ways that you yourself personally are going to flourish in 2020. And these, I don't know, I was just doing a lot of reading about, how does one flourish? How do we take care of ourselves? What do we have to do? And this is probably not new information to you, but it's the start of a new year, so it's probably just important information to just remind all of ourselves about a little bit. Is one, to connect positively. And what I like about this particular one is that's really what Quillo is about, is being able to connect positively, finding the good that is taking place out there. So, look around, interact with people in the positive ways. Think about how you're interacting with your family, your friends, your colleagues, the community, and make those efforts to continue to increase that. And that's what builds relationships, is when you're positive about something. And those can be just simple things. You've got to just, again, pay close attention anytime that there's emotions in it that are involved. Because our emotions is really what stirs the frustrations. So think about ways to phrase your comments to really acknowledge and encourage solutions. State things like, yep, this is a frustrating situation that we haven't quite figured out yet. I'm going to re-emphasize a video that we have on Quillo called The Power of Yet. which was done by Trinity. And again, it's rephrasing things in those type of ways that makes that conversation go more smoothly. So think about ways that you're connecting positively. Be active, you know, get out there, do your regular exercise, get yourself up and moving, you know, find ways that really provide energy and vitality for you. Perhaps it's you know, engaging with, you know, a certain hobby, or, you know, going to that gym and engaging with the people there that just really motivates and gets you active and involved. Take notice. Appreciate really what's around you, savor the moments, you know, use your 5 senses, your taste, smell, sight, sound, feel all the sensations that are taking place, be in the moment. Just, it's really about being mindful of being in the moment. And again, I think this is one where Quillo can help, because if you're capturing the moments that are reflecting that positivity, the things that are going well in the organization, again, it starts to create an environment that people want to be a part of. Always keep learning. Again, this is something that I know for me is very important. So, you know, try new things, develop new interests, take on new roles, set some goals around it, you know, really try to challenge and stretch yourself, regardless of the stage of life you're in, or even your abilities. And, you know, I think we have to continue to help, especially direct support professionals, continue to keep that type of a mindset of learning and their ongoing growth. So continue to figure out ways to make that happen in the organization. And then finally, it's give. You know, think of just really the bigger picture. Do something for the people beyond your immediate circles. Give the gift of time. Do acts of kindness. Those are the ways of giving that really help set an environment where folks are flourishing. So those 5 ways to flourish really kind of resonated for me. And then I started thinking about, wow, you know, that's really kind of what Quillo is about, is, you know, being active, to send those positive messages, to take notice of the little things that are happening, to help those direct support professionals keep learning. And it's really a matter of giving of ourselves in terms of our expertise, our knowledge, our skills, to help them continue to flourish. So I thought that was just a good way of continuing to capture the picture or the image at the start of the session this morning, that really just helps summarize, you know, here's some things to keep in mind. So with that, I just want to kind of open it up. Are there other questions, other things that are resonating, kind of running through your mind now that, you know, we've talked through a little bit of reflection in 2019 and kind of ways that we want to help you continue to flourish in 2020? Any questions or comments? Well, I know that, again, for those that are on the call, you guys have done a great job of continuing to find ways to make Quillo happen in your organization. If, again, you watch, you know, opportunities in your own organizations, you know, share with us what we can do to help continue to grow the use of Quillo, what we need to do better. We appreciate the feedback. We want to continue to have ongoing conversations to make sure that you can use Quillo to help your organizations flourish in 2020. With that, just to let you know that our next call will be on February 20th. I appreciate those that were on the call today. Thanks for input, and continue to just you know, send us emails, whatever you need to make sure that things are working well in your organizations. Take care. If you don't have any other questions, we'll sign off. All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.